Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. I just got done with breakfast and stuff. Got my huge amount of coffee here, ready to get started. Um, yeah, let's go over my build and what I'm doing this league. So I like a lot of dot builds. Back in the day, I did Searing Bond and like Fire Trap stuff with like the Searing Touch Staff. When Scorching Ray came out, I played a lot of that. Pretty much have had a Scorching Ray something every league. Last league I had a Death Oath, Trickster with Blight, and then I used like the Hungry Loop, I think is the name of the ring, where you put 4 support gems. When they reach 20, it eats it and becomes part of the mods that it has on it. And then I was going to use Essence Drain in it for extra single target against bosses. But I would use other things for the clear. And anyway, now Betrayal, they did a lot with cold damage over time. So, Cold Snap, Vol Cold Snap, Vortex, and in my weapon swap, Arctic Breath is what I was using for a little while, trying to figure out which one I liked. Cold Snap gives you frenzy charges, which just feels great, so I've kind of stuck with Cold Snap. Also, Cold Snap has the Vol version, so even more damage. Speaking of damage, this build feels great for damage so far. After getting my Arcane Surge there, 124,000, it's 110,000 normally without it. 87,000 and 109,000, just a little bit under 100,000. So yeah, this thing's packing a lot of dot damage and some decent average hit damage too. So freeze things pretty regularly. Occultist, so they've added a lot of damage over time on the tree. So I'll go ahead and start by going over my items and kind of what my gym plans is, and then I'll talk about my tree a little bit, and then maybe do a map. I think I got, yeah, I could do that real quick. I think Shaper's on it, so yeah. Trying to get that along, get my Atlas moving forward. So anyway, yeah, we'll start here at Blasphemous Grasp. So it's a dot build. I'm going to eventually try to use a lot of Elder items. To get that increased effect for non-damage elements. At least 5. These would be really easy to use Elder items with, so that'll be a good 40%. There might be a few of these on the market, or I could try to do it myself and see if I get lucky, because I think the other unset ring is the Essence Worm that people go for, and they end up with these sometimes, and so yeah, hopefully I can snag one of those. Or again, try to craft it myself. And yeah, that'll be 6 total. I'm probably going to keep a Stygian Vice and not worry about it. The jewels are amazing. I can get a lot more damage. Plus the crafting now, I can get that 40% increased damage. So pretty nice overall. So I'll just keep that. I'm pretty sure that outweighs the 8% just for using, say, a leather belt. That's Elder belt. For the chest piece, yeah, I could probably throw in an Elder something. Right now, I just found one of those cards for the sacrifice, so I decided to go ahead and complete the set and kind of have fun crafting. This will probably be a generic chest piece that I use in a lot of builds just to kind of get them started. Obviously, I need to craft it. I just kind of threw. I had, I think, a couple of perfect essences or perfect fossils. There we go. And yeah, last league, every time I used them, it would keep going up. So this one I 20 quality'd it, and then went to 23, and then it went down to 15. I did not know that was a thing. Every time I went like 23, 25, and then 30 or something. And so yeah. So it can go down apparently. So oops. Learned that one. I was not planning to use Malachi's Artifice, but instead of taking Elemental Equilibrium, they buffed this and took away the reduced Elemental Equilibrium effect, and now this is amazing. You get a nice amount of resist, more than what you lose on it, so it's a net 40 overall if you get a max roll on whatever socket color you're going to put in. and again, full effect of elemental equilibrium. Now, you can use a golem in this. I might end up doing that because I'll go over the original plan. Again, I was talking about Arctic Breath. I wanted to use Arctic Breath in the build. And if I actually do try to go full crazy and want to hit all the buttons, I'll have a Lightning Golem in it to proc Elemental Equilibrium, which, that's cool. I didn't think about doing that one. And a friend suggested that one to me. So it'll go here, and then Stormbrand will go bye-bye, and then I'll use Arctic Breath there. Now the only thing is, doing that, I've got Elemental Overload on the tree, which I'll show later, but if I do that, I then have to rely on that. Now I'll go in and cast that for the, that would be Arctic Breath in that place. So I would still have to hit 3 things, and hopefully one of them, maybe when that goes off, actually get a hit to proc Elemental Overload. With the brand, it procs quite fast. Same with Orb of Storms, which is originally what I was using, and then I thought, hey, let's try this and see if it, it's another lightning skill that spreads, and it's pretty nice. When I group with friends, though, I'm trying to find something else. I think I might try Armageddon Brand, see how that works. They do lightning damage, so everybody I group with so far, it shouldn't affect them. So that'll be kind of cool to throw that in and see how that works. But back to the items. So originally I was going to use Arctic Breath in the Tyrann's Shiver. That's what it is, Maelstrom Staff. So it's got +2 to gems, 110% as a max roll to spell damage and cold damage total. I think it's 60 and 50. And then 20% cast speed, and frozen enemies take 20% increased damage, so that's a more multiplier of 20%. So that's pretty nice overall. With either Arctic Breath or Cold Snap in that would be pretty cool to use. Again, the increased cast speed would be really nice for spamming all the abilities that I have to get off. But again, I would have to get all those abilities off. So if I'm taking this to, say, Uber Elder, and we'll see how far I can push this build. I might try to get as far as I'm going with this build by the end of the week, and I'll do another video updating it then. But anyway, so like, hitting all of these and then having to dodge mechanics kind of would be a little crazy to get everything off like that. So I'm now doing just the 2 skills, I think, for the main skills, and if it's got enough damage like that, I'll be satisfied. But the main reason why I am doing this is this right here. So let's see here. It's got 50% as max cold is what it can get. It's got the 14% up on the top there, so that already is over 60%, 63 total, and can have up to 35% to cold damage over time multiplier. Now that's all the time as a more multiplier. So you couple that with a shield, and that shield has a decent roll of just over 40. You can get cold damage. I think it can roll up to 40. This one I think is like a tier 7 rather. Wow. So that can go way up to like 40 some, maybe higher, 50. I can't remember what the max roll is. I can't remember what a tier 1 roll that is. But that would be really nice to get a tier 1, and then plus the spell damage on top. So that's another 60 to 70% ish that you can get on a shield. That is pretty insane damage just for those 2 items. Cast speed's a lot less though, of course, but I'm not too worried about that. It feels pretty fluid so far, and I'll do a map here. I got Shaper to do, so I'll go ahead and get that done anyway, and kind of show it off so far. So right now I've got curses set up for gems, and the Enfeeble is kind of in there where I'm running with friends, and also, as you can tell, I'm using it right now because I feel like the damage is absurd enough that I don't really need more damage right now. So I don't need to despair or anything, or using Frostbite. So yeah, once I get this setup, I'll be using Frostbite for the most part, and I don't think I'll need the Enfeeble, but we'll see. And I can trade it out. It's blue for blue. I will be using a Witchfire Brew for the Despair. I also could use a Despair in the Enfeeble slot, and then Frostbite, again, getting the Elder items, I can get the Impresence Cold. Now the only thing with that is it does add cold damage, so I think I might have to use a Golem in that case if I do that. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do when the time comes with that. But at least I can have an Elder Amulet. Right now, Witchfire Brew seems to be the way to go. Right now my main skill that I'm using is Cold Snap, but I might use Vortex instead because you can just move around and cast it no problem. That instant cast is nice, and the cooldown is just barely over 1 second. So yeah, you can spam that pretty quick. The helmet right now, 20% cold damage over time multiplier, so more multiplier across the board for everything. That's really nice, and it's pretty much a 5-link in a helmet, so I've got Vortex in there. Like I said, if I do Vortex, I'll move it to the 6-link slot and move Cold Snap up here. One of the big deals, again, with the chill effect is the Bone Chill. So the more effect I get, the more damage I'm going to deal. And again, that's why the Blasphemous Gloves is selected. Also, I can get, with just if I do the 5, that's just over 90, or that's 90 health. And if I can get, like, say, that as a Elder item, that's just over 90. So, feels pretty good as far as the health. I'm already at 5.3k. And I'm at level 86 right now, so I probably can get that up to 5.5 to 5.6 probably pretty easily. Again, I don't have anything in the shield right now, as you can see. I don't know what I'm going to put in there, so I'll probably do something with the Flame Dash and Arcane Surge. I am planning to move the Righteous Fire down here to the boots, and when I get Elder Boots, I'm going to get increased duration on them, and we'll see what I can craft with that. The new crafting mods and stuff are pretty insane and easy access, so we'll see what I can come up with there. So yeah, I'm really excited about seeing how kind of crazy increased duration boots I can get compared to what I've done in the past. But with that said, I can go ahead and throw in Immortal Call and cast when damage taken. Also, having the gem as a boot mod, then it has flat duration increase to globally. So I can get skill effect duration. So I can get Cold Snap to last a little bit longer in Vortex, making it a little bit easier in Frost Bomb and stuff to kind of throw everything out and then move around as I need to in dodge mechanics. I don't know what I'm going to put in the shield yet, so that's kind of up in the air. I think I might have something planned, but I'll have to look at the path of building that I kind of planned out and see what ideas I threw together. Other than that, like I said, I have Arctic Breath back here. And then there's the Despair that I thought about using again if I was going to do the amulet, but after I saw the cold damage, I'm having kind of second thoughts, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. Sulfur Flask might be getting switched out for, say, a Stib Knight to get that extra dodge. That's pretty nice. Yeah, the amount of defenses that this build has is pretty absurd, especially with the amount of chill that you can get, plus temp chains. Everything is really slow, and this build feels really safe. Now, the way I'm using Cold Snap right now, you'll see I just inch along from a distance and kill things from afar. Also, with Conga Effect, Vortex still has a pretty nice AoE. When you actually take it out of the helmet and see its full area, that's pretty nice. So, I don't know about throwing an increased area. I know Carcass Jack is pretty insane for the area, so that could be something I look at. Haven't decided yet exactly on what final chest I'm going to do, but I might just do an Elder chest just to keep that going. But yeah, we'll go ahead and throw these back into where they were. Also, another note, Vol Righteous Fire, I have that in. I did have the Arctic Breath going instead of that, but then I remembered that's the thing. Also, they made it instant, so it feels really good to cast now. So that's the only thing that really has a cast time, and then you just cast all three of these. That's instant, by the way, so you can cast them both at the same time. That's really nice. and then you cast these two on a boss, or that actually hits and destroys a pack pretty good too. So if you have anything that has a lot of health, that really helps shred everything really nicely. And Vol Righteous Fire, you can just instantly proc it, so you could do all three of them together. Here, let's take a look at the skill tree, and then I'll go ahead and do a map real quick with what I've got. I am, to getting around real quick, I am just using the flask. I'm going to drop that again for the Witchfire, and I'll re-roll that to a higher increased movement speed for the adrenaline buff. And I'm just flame dashing for the most part. It's getting me around good enough. It's nice and safe. This would be probably what I would do in hardcore. That way I could just inch along with this and be really safe. So I'll show you that in the map. So here we go, jumping into the tree. This was kind of interesting. I started out leveling it. I just went up, grabbed the health, came over here, grabbed this health, grabbed that health. I think I went up and grabbed that health. Then I went over here, grabbed this for damage, because this is when I started feeling like I definitely need some more damage. So I picked up that damage. I'm pretty sure I picked up Elemental Overload as I went up too for that. I went down for Elemental Equilibrium too pretty early, and had the Orbit Storms do that. Then like I said, I got suggested the Malachi Artifice by a friend, and that's, yeah, I wish I thought of that earlier. But anyway, then I went up here for more damage, grabbed those, came down here, grabbed those life nodes, went ahead and grabbed that for a little bit more damage. Then I think, as far as ascendancy points, I'll go real quick, went to this, which this node is ridiculous. Chance to freeze unique enemies, freezes chilled non-unique enemies every 4 seconds. So yeah, that's pretty insane. Just kind of fun to play around with that. But the crazy part is the 10% reduced damage from hits. That is quite a bit of reduced damage that you can get between that and Malediction over here. Also, Malediction causes enemies to take 10% more. Increased curse effectiveness is always good. Cursing on hexproof is just awesome. And a lot of clear there from Profane Bloom. Void Beacon, I got the cold damage, or cold resistance reduction. So it's pretty much the same, only for cold now too. Actually, there's a decent bit of maximum energy shield, which actually is giving me 1.2k ES to work with, like for doing lab. So I'll probably try to do some carries. Actually, the lab today right now still looks pretty good, so I might try to fit that in sometime. Other than that, like I said, I hopefully will end up with 5.6k health. Again, I've got some levels to gain base health with. And so where I was in the tree there, after I kind of came down here, I went up and got this damage. I think I got that damage a little earlier. Now I'm taking this just because it's immediate increase, but I'm gonna respec out of those 4 when I get a 5th point, and I'm gonna come over here and take this, mainly because I get the regen here. That's always a nice little extra bonus, and by taking this I can roll minion damage on jewels as well instead of just having increased damage over time. Actually, at the point where the items have enough cold damage over time multiplier, it's actually more efficient at this point to probably replace all of these actually with increased damage. Actually, I can re-heal that and hope for something good. If I actually have the multi and increased damage, I might go with that, but even 2 dual increased damage mods at this point is actually better than the multi. So what I had was Elemental Equilibrium, and I did plan to come down here to the Scion Wheel, grab this, and probably grab just about all of it. That right there is, what is that, 14, 35, so 49, and this is 40, and counting this, that's 47. So pretty much the same amount of points. I lose the curse effectiveness, but then I gain the damage on that, so that's just about relatively the same overall, even with the Frostbite and Despair going. Not the biggest loss, but I got to get a better jewel than that for damage at least. But it does give me access to these nodes, which makes it easier to gear for damage. So I think other than those 5 and those 3, that's going to be the last points I take on this. I think that rounds me out to a level 92 build. And let's see. yeah, at that point when I was right here, I decided to take these two nodes and then these two, and I spec'd out of that. I did have to take dex notes early, but now that I've got dex on gear, that's another thing that these are good for. But now that I got dex on gear, that helps out a lot. So I spec'd out of those, took that, helped out balance resist, and then got me a little bit of damage at the same time. Came over here. That actually ends up being about the same health anyway, and I get the 1% of regen that I would be getting there anyway. So pretty much same deal, and actually ends up being better to go this way. So far though, like I said, it feels really safe. The damage feels nice. Hopefully by the end of the week I can make it to at least Shaper. If I can get a couple of lucky drops and get a little more currency, maybe I can even try an Uber Elder Cure at some point. If I don't get it done by the time I move on to the next build, I will try to do it sometime before the league ends just to get that done with this build. Because right now, it feels really nice. The damage is already this high, even though I'm missing a lot over here. And, yeah, that's only a level 19. So, if I can get a 21 Vol, that would be nice, and a 21 Vortex. Yeah, I am pretty hyped so far about how the build's performing and how it's going to shape up. So yeah, let me just go ahead and take it in a map here, and we'll see how it plays. So Jungle Valley, of course this is a little low, but I need to get Shaper done anyway, so might as well kill two birds with one stone here. So, like, you can cast it, if you can click, you can cast it. So you got a pretty long distance. Again, you build up the frenzy charges. I forgot to mention that. That's another thing over Arctic Breath. You build up the frenzy charges, which gives you even more damage. So now that I got frenzy charges up, that's over 100, that's over 100, that's 150, that's 170, just off of the frenzy charges that's built up during mapping. Now again, if I had a shield charge in this, I could instacast, so you know, dash in and do that rather than the flame dash that I just did there. But so far it feels pretty good to just kind of be defensive and not worry about dying at all. So here we go, we got an escort. They're actually running away from me, so let's pop this and go hard. Boom, there we go. Oh yeah, this is transport, so Rin's in here and Guff. Okay, cool, I'll take that. So it looks like I'll get to move them up. Oh wait, where was... Okay, well, I'll just kill Guff. And there's Rin. Hit that. Wait, what? Okay, well, cool. It'll move to transportation. Yeah, that one's actually pretty far. Imprison and yeah, don't want that. Yeah, let's just move to transportation. Cool. And there's Rin. Okay, well, here we go. Rin and Tor become trusted, so hopefully then Tor will move over here, and that'll give me a full 5. That'll be nice. Okay, so yeah, let's, Tora moves. Oh yeah, Tora moves. There we go. Perfect. Tora moves to intervention. Outstanding. There we go. So I got 4 in this, and that's almost done. So I can't wait till I get in that. That'll be a nice juicy drop. And here we go, another Veld. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll probably actually use that in the next video that I'm doing after this, talking about the Syndicate, and I'll get to unveil those later. So, ooh, Chaos. Yeah, this map's shaping up to be a pretty nice little map. All that we need now is an Exalt, that's all I'm saying. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the boss here, which I already showed you the combo having everything going, so it's, like I said, it's pretty safe, pretty easy. Everything's slowed. Right now I got Enfeeble on, so yeah, they would take even more damage if I had Frostbite. So no big deal. Like I said, it's pretty nice, pretty easy, pretty smooth. I'll go ahead and do the boss here. On a boss like this, I can easily build up my Frenzy charges, get the Flame Dash up for that Arcane Surge. Again, I'll probably move some of these around and have different ways of doing it. I'll probably put the Arcane Surge on the Frost Bomb, because that's something I'm always going to be casting for damage. Here we go, it's down. yeah, I didn't even get to press Righteous Fire, and there we go, boss is already gone. Again, lower map, so not that impressive right now, but hopefully we get some Guardian kills. And look, there's the start of all Cold Snap. So, really cool looking. They have equal about the same size, so it's really cool to use them together. I think it just looks cool. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. I'm going to go ahead and end the video pretty much right here. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And hopefully, like I said, this build's pretty fun, so I'll probably make a guide on it eventually, especially if I can down Uber Elder with it. And then maybe I might try to do the memes and throw Arctic Breath back in and try to down it with that staff. And then I can have all the cold dots. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. Well, have a good day. Peace.